March 2025 is just around the corner, and it's gonna be another great month for gaming. No matter what types of games that you consider will fill you up, I believe there will be something that will spark your interest. So today I will highlight 10 upcoming games to keep an eye out in March 2025, and hopefully they will all run on the Steam Deck. Let's check it out. So the first game on the list is Nights in Tight Spaces. Nights in Tight Spaces is going to be released on March 4th, and it is a roguelike deck builder turn-based tactical game where you play on a grid-based map and where you get to build a deck and use the deck to crush various criminals and supernatural beings. You also get to travel in the game with various party members, and that is something that is just really interesting to me to want to see how that really plays out. But anyways, I really love the aesthetics of it. I love how there's the art and vibe style of medieval times, as well as I really appreciate the hand-drawn movie animations that is just really great in style. What is cool about Nights in Tight Spaces, I need to note, is that it is a standalone title. It will be totally fine to play Nights in Tight Spaces even if you haven't played Fight in Tight Spaces, the first game, because the second game is not directly related to the first game. But Nights in Tight Spaces, it's really cool that they really changed the aesthetics, where the first one it was just a spy thriller kind of vibe, and the second one is like a more so medieval vibe. I just think like it's really cool, and Nights in Tight Spaces is rated as a playable already, and which is something that is not too surprising because the first game is already verified on the Steam Deck and it runs well, and this one doesn't seem to be too demanding either, so most likely it will also run well on the Steam Deck. Once again, Nights in Tight Spaces is going to be released on March 4th. Now up next is Everhood 2. Everhood 2 is also going to be released on March 4th and is an action RPG game where you get to fight enemies in music-based battles. Yeah, how cool is that? And there are 100 whooping amount of different songs that's going to go around in the game that brings about the variety and whatnot, and you also get to meet various friends with hilarious dialogues, and it looks like it's also going to be a wild adventure where you get to travel into different realms, into different dimensions. And the thing about Everhood 2, I would say this, is that it is also a game in which it is not too short but also not too long, just personal opinion. It's said to be about 10 to 12 hours long, and so yeah, if you are somebody who doesn't have the patience to sit in for a game that is 20 plus hours long or 40 hours plus long, you will be able to enjoy this game. It's only going to be 10 to 12 hours long. And what I really love about it is that it looks like a really fun and chaotic game. Everhood 2, there is a demo out that you're able to check out during the Steam Next Fest, which is going on right now all the way to next Monday. And I haven't really tried it, but it looks like a game that's not too demanding, so it should be able to run. I believe that it will be able to run on the Steam Deck. But anyways, Everhood 2 is officially going to be released on March 4th. Now up next is Grimoire Grows. Grimoire Grows is also going to be released on March 4th. Yes, a third game to be released on March 4th, and it is a cozy roguelite dungeon crawler game where you get to accompany the witches to basically go on this mission to restore Grimoire Groves back into a vibrant forest in which it once was. In this game, you get to gather various fruits, you get to craft various spells, and gather different resources, as well as you also get to grow plant organisms and do all it takes to make the land thrive once again. And by the way, a demo is out, and if you are somebody who is really interested in everything that I said, if this game really sounds interesting to you, hurry and try it out before the end of Steam Next Fest, before Monday. So yeah, if you love cozy games, this is a game to definitely check out. Now up next is Split Fiction. Split Fiction is going to be released on March 6th, and it is a 2-player co-op adventure game which is developed by Hazelight Studios. Yes, the studio which produced the iconic co-op game It Takes Two. Like It Takes Two, Split Fiction is a co-op mandatory game in which you cannot play by yourself. You have to play it with either your partner, significant other, or another buddy of yours. And you can choose to either play it online with your buddy or play it, locally in co-op mode. What's really cool about Split Fiction is that there are tons of unexpected moments in which 1 second you could be taming dragons, and the next second you could be fighting ninjas in style, as well as also be running away from different trolls, dodging cars. The possibilities are just so freaking endless. In this game, you and your friend, basically you two, will be assuming the roles as different writers, and unfortunately you and your friend are basically trapped in your story after being hooked to a machine which is stealing your ideas. Yes, your ideas, using your talents, stealing them and claiming it as their own. Yeah, very, very sad, very, very unfortunate. So you and your friend must work together and do all it takes to basically break free. And also by doing so, you guys also have to cooperatively overcome the various challenges together, as well as learn to master various abilities. Split Fiction itself, it looks like it's not a game that is super demanding, so hopefully it will run on the Steam Deck. But once again, Split Fiction is going to be released on March 6th. Now up next is FragPunk. FragPunk is going to be released on March 6th, and it is a multiplayer 5v5 first-person shooter with shard cards. When you play the game, you get to choose a hero, choose the weapons to go with it, and on top of that, you also get to pick a selection of cards that brings extra spice. There are 100+ various shard cards, and where the cards can do a variety of different things, such as help you jump higher, causing attackers and defenders to swap roles, as well as transform bullets into a whole new level, revive team members that are fallen, and just many more. The possibilities are just so freaking endless. Now, the thing about FragPunk is that hopefully the game will run on the deck, but we shall see if the developers will enable anti-cheat to be supported on the deck, and if it does, then that will be really awesome. Once again, FragPunk is going to be released on March 6th. Now up next is Suikoden 1 and 2 Remastered. Suikoden 1 and 2 Remastered is going to be released on March 6th, and it is two classic JRPG games which are going to be remastered in HD. So that's something that's really cool because it is basically a reliving of the memories of these old classic JRPG retro games. So yeah, I personally have not played any of the Suikoden games back in the day, but from what I heard is that it is really great and really fun. So yeah, it is something in which I most likely will want to check it out sooner or later. And another thing about it is that it is already confirmed to be playable on the Steam Deck already, just as a heads up, which is not surprising either because Suikoden 1 and 2, those were remastering of the old retro games, so they basically don't require very high performance requirements. But anyways, once again, Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster is going to be released on March 6th. Now up next is Dragonkin the Banished. Dragonkin the Banished is also going to be released on March 6th. Dragonkin the Banished is basically an action RPG game that, in my opinion, has the vibes and feel of the Diablo games as well as the Path of Exile games. In this game, you get to choose one legendary hero class, and you get to embark on this mission to defeat the intimidating dragon lords. And in the meantime, as you journey to defeat the different lords, you get to engage in those chaotic combats where you get to slaughter hordes of draconic creatures. And by the way, Dragonkin the Banished, the demo is out right now if you want to try it out. You know, it runs on the Steam Deck quite well. So yeah, if you really love RPG games where there are tons of enemies to fight, and you really love, you know, the Diablo games as well as the Path of Exile games, then definitely check out Dragonkin the Banished. Dragonkin the Banished, once again, is going to be released on March 6th. Now up next is Rise of the Ronin. Rise of the Ronin is going to be released on March 10th, and it is an open-world action RPG game set in the Bakumatsu period. In this game, you get to play as a Ronin, basically shaping your destiny as you get to customize your character, and there are also multiple possible endings as well in the game, depending on how you choose your side. Do you choose to be a pro-shogunate? Do you choose to be an anti-shogunate? Basically, whichever side you choose, it will affect the ending to the story of the game. But anyways, Rise of the Ronin, I mean, the thing about me, why I am really interested about it, because as you all may know, in case you didn't watch my earlier videos, is that I really love Ghost of Tsushima. I really love these samurai games. I love games where there's the look and feel of the Japanese culture. I really love that. Part of it is because myself, even though I'm not Japanese, but I'm Asian, but that's beside the point. I really love these type of action games where there is just a whole bunch of imagination, this is something in which I most likely will be interested to check out. So yeah, now as far as Rise of the Ronin, will it be playable on the Steam Deck? I believe that it most likely would be able to be baseline playable, but as far as how well it will run, probably not too well. I feel like it will most likely be kind of like Spider-Man 2, where by default it will be in very low FPS and it will have some kind of stuttering and whatnot, because this is a game that is a bit more demanding and it is only available on the PS5. It is not on the PS4, but again, this is just total speculation. We'll just have to wait and see. Once again, Rise of the Ronin is going to be released on March 10th. Now up next is Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land. This game is going to be released on March 20th and it is a JRPG hack and slash game. In this game, you get to fight various enemies, you get to explore and gather different materials and items, in which the items can help in battle, advancement in story. JRPG genre, those games typically run really well on the deck, and I don't see why not this game will run as well on a deck. It looks like something that's just really cool. Once again, this game is going to be released on March 20th. Alright guys, last but not least, the first Berserker Khazan. The first Berserker Khazan is going to be released on March 27th, and it is a hardcore action RPG game based on the Dungeon Fighter Online universe. And it is set 800 years before Dungeon Fighter Online. In this game, you get to experience Khazan, the first Berserker, and you get to grasp engaging combat gameplay as well as strategic battles. And what I love about it is that it looks like it's going to be taking place in a beautiful fantasy world where you get to roam and where there are punishing enemy fights as well as intense boss fights. And by the way, you know, a demo is basically available in the Steam Next Fest, which is ongoing all the way to Monday, and where it has been shown that the demo runs well on the deck with low settings hitting almost 60 FPS and even in maximum settings being in the mid 40s FPS. So yeah, this game will be really fun, really engaging if you are somebody who really loves hardcore action RPG games that are really challenging and really punishing and really merciless with a beautiful world to definitely engage, roam, and explore. This game will be definitely for you. Once again, the first Berserker Khazan is going to be released on March 27th. Alright guys, these are the 10 upcoming games for March 2025 in which I believe it will be really interesting to check out. Let me know in the comment section below, are there any games that is coming out in March 2025 in which you want to check out? And as always, if you love gaming lists, gaming reviews, gaming discussions, and everything related to the Steam Deck, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe so you will not miss another video. I try to post Mondays and Fridays around 6 p.m. Pacific time, so stay tuned. Once again, my name is Joe Wayne from the Nomadic Gaming Guild, and game on!